Virgil, the Aeneid, Into the Realm of Shadows, Part 2. So now they press on with their journey underway and at last approach the river. But once the ferryman, still out in the Styx's currents, spied them moving across the silent grove and turning toward the bank, he greets them first with a rough, abrupt rebuke. "Stop, whoever you are at our river's edge, in full armor too. Why have you come? Speak up from right where you are, not one step more. This is the realm of shadows, sleep, and drowsy night. The law forbids me to carry living bodies across in my Stygian boat. I'd little joy, believe me, when Hercules came and I sailed the hero over, or Theseus, Perithous, sons of gods as they were with their high and mighty power. Hercules stole our watchdog, chained him, the poor trembling creature, dragged him away from our king's very throne. The others tried to snatch our queen from the bridal bed of death. But Apollo's seer broke in and countered Charon. There's no such treachery here, just calm down. No threat of force in our weapons. The huge guard at the gates can howl for eternity from his cave, terrifying the bloodless shades. Persephone keep her chastity safe at home behind her uncle's doors. Aeneas of Troy, famous for his devotion, feats of arms, goes down to the deepest shades of hell to see his father. But if this image of devotion cannot move you, here, this bow, showing the bow enfolded in her robes, you know it well." At this, the heaving rage subsides in his chest. The Sibyl says no more. The ferryman, marveling at the awesome gift, the fateful branch unseen so many years, swerves his dusky craft and approaches shore. The souls already crouched at the long thwarts. He brusquely thrusts them out, clearing the gangways, quickly taking massive Aeneas aboard the little skiff. Under his weight, the boat groans, and her stitched seams gape as the ship's great pools of water pouring in. At last, the river crossed, the ferryman lands. The seer and hero all unharmed in the marsh, the repellent oozing slime and livid sedge. These are the realms that monstrous Cerberus rocks with howls braying out of his three throats, his enormous bulk squatting low in the cave that faced them there. The Sibyl, seeing the serpents writhe around his neck, tossed him a sop, slumberous with honey and drugged seed, and he, frothing with hunger, 3 jaws spread wide, snapped it up where the Sibyl tossed it, gone. His tremendous back relaxed, he sags to earth and sprawls all over his cave, his giant hulk limp. The watchdog buried now in sleep, Aeneas seizes the way in, quickly clear of the river's edge, the point of no return. At that moment, cries, they could hear them now, a crescendo of wailing, ghosts of infants weeping, robbed of their share of this sweet life, at its very threshold too, all snatched from the breast on that black day that swept them off and drowned them in bitter death. Beside them were those condemned to die on a false charge, but not without jury picked by lot, not without judge, are their places handed down, not at all. Minos, the Grand Inquisitor, stirs the urn. He summons the silent jury of the dead. He scans the lives of those accused, their charges. The region next to them is held by these sad ghosts, innocents all, who brought on death by their own hands. Despising the light, they threw their lives away. How they would yearn now in the world above to endure grim want and long hard labor, that fate bars the way. The grisly swamp and its loveless, lethal waters bind them fast. Styx with its 9 huge coils holds them captive. Close to the spot, extending toward the horizon, the Sibyl points them out, are the fields of mourning. That is the name they bear. Here wait those souls consumed by the marsh. Harsh, wasting sickness, cruel love, concealed on lonely paths, shrouded by myrtle bowers. Not even in death do their torments leave them ever. Here he glimpses Phaedra, Procris, and Eriphyle grieving, bearing the wounds her heartless son had dealt her. Evadne, Pasiphae, and Laodamia walking side by side. And another, a young man once, a woman now, Aeneas, turned back by fate to the form she bore at first. Wandering there among them, wound still fresh, Venetian Dido drifted along the endless woods. As the Trojan hero paused beside her, recognized her through the shadows, a dim, misty figure, as one when the month is young may see or seem to see, the new moon rising up through banks of clouds. That moment Aeneas wept and approached the ghost with tender words of love. Tragic Dido, so was the story true that came my way? I heard that you were dead. You took the final measure with a sword. Oh, dear God, was it I who caused your death? I swear by the stars, by the powers on high, whatever faith one swears by here in the depths of earth, I left your shores, my queen, against my will. Yes, the will of the gods that drives me through the shadows now, these moldering places so forlorn, this deep, unfathomed night, their decrees have forced me on. Nor did I ever dream my leaving could have brought you so much grief. Stay a moment. Don't withdraw from my sight. Running away? From whom? This is the last word that fate allows me to say to you. The last. Aeneas, with such appeals, with welling tears, tries to soothe her rage, her wild, fiery glance. But she, her eyes fixed on the ground, turned away, her features no more moved by his pleas as he talked on than if she were set in stony flint or Parian marble rock. And at last, she tears herself away, his enemy forever, fleeing back to the shadowed forest where Sychaeus, her husband long ago, answers all her anguish, meets her love with love. But Aeneas, no less struck by her unjust fate, escorts her from afar with streaming tears and pities her as she passes. Night comes on, Aeneas. We waste our time with tears. This is the place where the road divides in two. To the right, it runs below the mighty walls of death, our path to Elysium. But the left-hand road torments the wicked, leading down to Tartarus, path of doom.